So our presenters this morning are Kate Dearlove, who is with Fame Media Tech and also works very closely with Africa Media Online on our picture library, African Pictures. And Ste Madondo is also one of our team members and more on the marketing side. And so between them, they're going to sort of showcase Engage.io app. So maybe I can just start by just giving you some sort of context, and I'm going to share my screen. And obviously, we are running a series of webinars, which you can find on this page. If you just go to Africa Media Online, you look for webinars. And this is obviously the webinar about Engage.io. And next week, we'll be doing AM Cortex and then Limecraft after that and MediaGraph. And then again, Picvario. And so this really forms part of a series of applications that we are starting to represent into the African market as Africa Media Online. And really they're digital curation systems, and really digital curation is the sort of umbrella term that is used for digital preservation, digital archiving, and presentation of digital media. And there are a number of systems that we've started to represent. Obviously, for 22 years, we developed our own systems and have found actually we can't keep up. And so we really looked around for what best of breed systems from around the world. And so that's really what we've kind of started to incorporate into our technology stack, and the ability to sort of present those systems and utilize those systems and allow our clients to do that. And so, yeah, we've got these group of systems, MediaGraph being a fantastic kind of workflow system of gathering media, processing that media, working with the rights to it. It has integrations with the Adobe suite and all sorts of fancy things. Really, really wonderful. Limecraft is brilliant at broadcast archives and has all sorts of AI ability to enhance audio-visual materials. Picvario more on the front end, sort of presenting media. AM Cortex very specifically focused on academic and heritage archives. And then today, right at the sort of other end, if you think of the digital trade route, right from camera all the way through to reaching your audience, Engage is the most brilliant system we've come across for getting your content, that material in your archive, out to the audience and really engaging them in a brilliant way and in a geolocated way as they walk around your site or engage with your, whatever it is, your visitor attraction. So if you're a museum, people can be walking around the museum with the app and it'll pop up information at them. They can book events. Maybe you're a zoo and you're running, the feeding of the panda. It can pop up. It can tell you when that is, and they can book, and it can do all sorts of things, which we are going to show you this morning. So that's really what we're focused on today. So it's not a digital archiving application. It's a visitor engagement application that leverages your archive right to the end user as they're interacting with your organization and particularly your site. So I'm going to stop sharing now, and I am going to hand over to Kate and Ste. And Ste, is it you first or Kate first? I can't remember.
It's Kate. We're going to be showcasing the front end, which is the app, and Kate is going to be doing that for us.
Great. Thanks, Dear. Over to you, Kate.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a good Friday morning. Yeah, so as Dave's done with the, in his intro, the Engage software and app is, it's really been built around, we're looking at the boundaries and sort of the limitations that maybe small to medium organizations have when it comes to looking at, how do they interact better, how can they interact better with their visitors, their audiences. So we've built it from the ground up. We spend a lot of time working with all sorts of organizations. So this is for wildlife and safari, it's museums and heritage, it's all sorts of attractions like aquariums, and anything else that fits into the attraction sector, and sort of also very outdoor organizations that maybe look at mountain biking and hiking trails and all sorts. It's super easy to use, and with the platform, which we will showcase in a little while, which then gets all this incredible data, it creates this application that you are then in charge of actually working with, adapting, bringing in new content. It's a very, very agile and easy to use. We work in a number of different sectors, so I'm just going to show you a few of them and get you to sort of just take a look at some of the different look and feels that we have. It's all about using super rich content and really, really creating this incredible relationship with your type of visitor, not only when they're on site, because we don't want to take away from the experience that they're having with you when they're there, but it's how can you better engage with them before and after their visit and continue developing that relationship. So let me just cast my phone. Instead, I think whilst it's doing its thing, it's obviously for some reason taking it along. Do you want to jump in and let me just get this going? So I think let's swap it around. Apologies.
Not a problem, Kate. So basically, I'm going to be taking you through the back end of the system, which is the operator platform. And I'm going to be demonstrating how you can use it, how you can upload content, which is then going to show at the front end, which is your app. If I can share the screen. You see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
So once your organization signs up to be able to use Engage, you then receive an email which looks like this. It entails your login details, and you can then log in as the system administrator, where you'll be able to log in and add other users. If you use your password and your email, it will take you to, it will take you to this page where you enter in your email address and your password. As you can see that I've already entered mine, because as people say, life begins at 40 and forgetfulness begins at 40. But however, my forgetfulness has started in my 20s. So that's why I have my email address ready and my password ready, and I can then sign into the back-end platform, which then looks like this. Then I'm going to be showing you how you can upload your content, how you can brand. Whatever you do here will then showcase on the app. So let's just look, for instance, we go to settings. You can put in the name of the museum, the school, vets, you can put in Zika museums, you can put in Spears, you can put in maybe the Larsen wine farm, just the name of the organization, the email address, phone numbers, and then you can brand it according to the colors. Colors can change. It's a red there, it's a green. You can add maybe a yellow, and then you can go down and you can save here. And remember, whatever change you make here is also going to show at the back end. And I feel like one of the most exciting things to note about the system is that one does not need to have any sort of developer background in order to run this. If you can copy, paste, drag, drop, congratulations, you're a certified app developer and nobody can tell you otherwise. It is as simple as that. And anyone can just really use this platform. So now I'm going to be using Bits as an example to just go through and show you what engage.io can actually do. So if, for instance, we go to we can go to events. So I know that Wits recently had a mental awareness walkabout. So we can then start by maybe setting up an event type. Then I would have to go to new, look for a new icon. Say, for instance, let's look for people walking, scroll down. Let's just take this one. Let's pretend these people are walking. Then you just name it walkabouts. If you want to add a description, you can. And then you can just maybe brand the color to the green, because we all know that green is the color of mental awareness. We can save that. Then we can go to scheduling the event. So we go to schedule. So we can add a new one. We can say event type. There's the walkabout. You add it in there. And then we can say mental awareness. That location. Let's have it in picnic area. Then in terms of dragging and dropping, you just upload any picture, just go there. There's the mental walk, drag, drop. It's there. You can also add in a description, say, close that, say, calmness, through walking, and food, for instance. It's already published. Once you save it, it is going to show at the back end, which Kate is going to show you that. And then because it's a walkabout, we can then maybe go to experience frames. For instance, if I'm walking, I want to be able to look at the trail on my phone. I don't want to exit the app and then have to go to my camera. So you can actually just take pictures using the app, which you'll just have to add in a new frame, say, maybe instance, so mental wellness walk. Or if you upload your file, there's the frame there, open it, it's already there. I publish it, I save it. Now it's at the back end. Now, we all know about the never-ending war between Androids and iOS. So also the good thing with engage.io is that it is, you can download it from either App Store or Google Play Store, and it just works on both the systems. Let's go to maybe trails. So you want to set up a trail for the walk. Go to content. How we're going to set up a trail for the walk. We go to new, standard trails. This walk. Description. Let's say maybe put in the description. Walk rating, is it hard? Is it light? We'll just say it's light. The rating summary is optional. Then the site, where is it happening, the liberation routes, modes of transports, you can just walk, accessibility, so it's say it's a noisy area, it's pushchair accessible, wheelchair accessible, it's steep terrain, and that's it. Duration, let's just say it's maybe 2 hours. And then we have to now come here and mark our waypoints. So I'm just going to do that. You basically drop there, drag, drop, it's there. That's your first mark. So that's where you're going. You're going to Liverpool, you're going to Nottingham, you're going back to where you started. So that's your first waypoint, and you can actually name it. Let's just say maybe the green book. Sorry, we're using a lot of green, but that's there. And if you want to add file as well, you can just get it there, put it there. Are they going to find any exhibits along the way, the trail? If there's exhibits, you put it in facilities. Let's say, for instance, they're going to find the Freedom Fighter statue. Are they going to find any facilities whilst they walk? They're going to find the gift shop. Then the start, have to edit another one there. Say, for instance, with here, we'll start there, move to Oxford, we can go to London. Sorry. There. So that's now your second waypoint. And if you obviously save it again or publish it, it's going to show in the back end, which I think Kate can show you just a few of the things that I've already done. So I'm going to stop sharing.
Thanks, Dear. Kate, are you able to?
I am sorry. Technology, we rely on so much on it. We'll see my screen. Right, let's do this again. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to run through. Thank you, Steph. That was really, really good. In that it is just so easy to create your own front end, your own engagement with your audience. So I'm just going to run through a few just to show you the different look and feel that you can create. The apps get branded, they get set up with, your own branding, your own logo, your own look and feel. As a heritage site, you might want to go with something that sort of fits more with, a museum heritage look and feel. You can open it with a video. If you like, so it's very multimedia friendly, and all of this you will have done yourselves. You do not need a external digital agency. You do not need any technical expertise. It really is super easy. And the whole reason for creating this was, looking at these kind of barriers to entry. So this is your landing page. This is what the visitor will see when they first open the app. And it basically gives you an overview of everything that sits at the bottom of in the scroll bar. So my computer, there we go. So I can see, just glancing, what is going on today. I can start thinking about planning my visit. What is the latest news? Are there any codes? So you might have set up a QR code. to give me, you know, a voucher for 5% off in your gift shop. Sorry, this is not moving. Technology is not playing ball today. Got stuck.
So there obviously the ability to plan your day with events. So events, you can be broadcasting a number of events. So if, for instance, you were an attraction like a wine farm, you would be able to, and you had various feeding of the cheetahs, and you have a wine tasting, and you have I'm thinking about Spear, all of these different events happening. One can be broadcasting those on the app, and I'm sure Kate will show you can actually add those events to your planner, and you can have calendar popping up at you, showcasing, okay, in 10 minutes you've got such and such an event, you better get over there. So that's there are all sorts of features like that. Right. I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to broadcast. Screen share. Screen mirroring. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Going into Knowsley. So when I've just logged in, it's asking me to allow certain things on my app, allowed to use Bluetooth, yes, and send notifications and access my camera. And so here I am in the Knowsley farm, safari farm, and any of these I can go into. I can actually click on any of these and it'll tell me the Iberian wolf is there, and I can actually then go and view that exhibit about the Iberian wolf, and the exhibit will give me audio as well, so I can hear what they are, and you may not be able to hear this. Let's see.
We might be able to do it another. I will show you what the audio. You play audio, Dave, and I can.
Okay.
Do it the old-fashioned way. I've just learned that you can't cast audio.
Okay.
This morning.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you're on the app without, you can't, you would be able to listen to the audio. You can put facts about this creature.
The Iberian wolves can be found in places like Spain and Portugal out in the wild. They live in groups known as packs, with an alpha male.
The same goes for video as well.
Yes.
You can put it. You see, it's multimedia centric, which is lovely.
And so you can see, for instance, now that there is a Safari Drive, and closes at 5:30 p.m. You can view more information about that. You can obviously Plan your visit. So here in your visit, I can, for instance, go and view various attractions, and I can say, I can click this plus, and I can plan my visit. Make the most of your time and create a plan. So I'm going to create a plan, create your visit, and I'm going to say, okay, it's a single day, and I'm choosing, let's say, tomorrow, and I'm going to create the visit. And now as I go and explore, I can go and add various things to that visit. So for instance, maybe the safari drive, it's going to take me 1 hour, and it's going to take me around the place. And, oh, I think I like it. So let's add that to my visit. There's a foot safari. That's going to be 40 minutes. Well, maybe I can add that to my visit as well. Other aspects I can explore. Let's go and see what are the events that are going on. Okay, at 1 p.m. is a sea lion display. That sounds like a good thing to be joining in on. Oh, event occurs on a different date. Okay, let's see. That's on the 15th.
If you go down, if you click on the drop-down box, Dave, and go to tomorrow, you'll see all the events that will happen tomorrow.
Okay.
And then tomorrow's events you can add to your plan.
So tomorrow, show the results. Okay. So now I'm going to add the sea lion display. Oh, different date. I wonder why that.
Don't worry about it. What about some exhibits? Because you'll want to go and have certain exhibits that you'd like to see as well whilst you're there.
Axis deer. I think I might go and see the axis deer. I haven't seen one of those before. And Bacterian camel sounds interesting. and so does the bridled wildebeest. Okay, going back to my plan, I can now see the things that I've been adding to my plan for the day. I can also then, get tickets for things, and my tickets can end up in my wallet. And so likewise, so Kate, maybe you can talk us through these.
Absolutely. So if you have a digital ticketing system, the system is API friendly, which means technically it's one system can talk to another. So the tickets will automatically feed into the back end of the platform. As long as the same email address is used, these tickets will automatically then slot into that visitor's wallet. So you can do away with paper. You can do away with the annoying sort of, for me at least, for a visitor, is trying to trail through all my emails like, oh, I know I bought the ticket now, where is it? It will sit in my wallet. Memberships are the same thing. Vouchers. So this is a wonderful way from a revenue perspective, is to upsell memberships, upsell visitors experiences. Download the app and you can get a 10% voucher, off the restaurant, or your first purchase, or coffee, or whatever it might be. And it basically holds everything in there. Tickets and memberships and vouchers are what we call dynamic. In other words, we can create it with your branding, your logo, or a particular picture, that it moves all the time. One of the big issues a lot of organizations, and attractions have, is the sharing amongst family and friends, oh, I've got a membership, but I'm not going tomorrow. Yeah, just borrow mine. That gets done away with once it. Then you are able to lock in revenue, because you cannot screenshot the anything that sits in the wallet, because of being dynamic. So it's a great upsell, great revenue stream for your visitor attraction.
So Kate, tell us about the explore area. You've got obviously exhibits, collections, events, and trails. So
all these are created on the back end. You do it yourself, or if you do not have the resource, the team is there to offer a service. The trails, you create the trails. You always have to have more than 2 points. I will show you just what a finished trail looks like. You upload your media, like Stair said. You also can connect it to an existing collection, an existing exhibit, and it is done by automatic waypointing. So I can go to point 1 and it will automatically steer me on the right direction as to where the trail is. Where do I need to go to next? So I can follow a route. That then can connect into sharing exhibits. So your exhibits are where you have uploaded interesting content, engaging content. It's stills, it's video, it's audio, it's information. You can also have quizzes. So a lot about this platform and the app is educational. We really want excuse me, we really want to help organizations in the education realm. So when you have your group tours, if you think of a museum, heritage, even safaris, attractions, aquariums, learning about different areas, and then being able to also do fun things, especially if you think of how can you better engage with your youngsters, is for them to then take part in an interactive quiz. If they get everything right, you could attach a voucher to it, so they would go and get a free pencil at your shop, and it sort of bells and whistles and everything goes off. Another point to also look at is when you're on the trail. Dave, if you want to quickly go back to trails and actually go into one, you will notice a camera icon on the right hand side. You will be able to stay in app, and take pictures whilst you are on the trail. There's nothing worse than having to close down one app, open up your camera. You'll also be able to, your visitors will be able to share, like Stair also mentioned. You can upload funky picture frames, amazing marketing for being able to share on social media. You can have branded picture frames. Gets your visitor shares it on social media. Once again, marketing for your attraction. And all of this is really easy to create. You can give feedback. Now, all of this information is being stored in the platform. So what a lot of this is about is not only engaging with your audience, so creating the app front end, but whilst you're engaging with your audience, it's collecting data around their movements, their interests, where have they gone, who's doing what. I don't want to sound like we're, stalkerish, but it gives you really, really good business data for you to then be able to make decisions around what's working, what's not working, what event was popular, what event just you thought it was going to do super well and gosh, it didn't really fly. Where are people going? Why are they going to that area and not elsewhere? So this is really for yourselves as business owners. It is about being better informed about the experience that your visitors are having. You can link it to your own site. It's like Dave is showing, it can flip quite nicely between the one and the other. There's no clunkiness. Like I say, it's API friendly. So if you had a digital ticketing system, that would feed in. If you didn't, like Dave is showing you now, you can link it to your site so that your visitors can very smoothly go from one to the other. So they all interlink, all whilst giving your visitors a better engagement. And like I say, we would never ever want the actual on-site experience to be diminished. It's here to enhance, but it's about actually being able to continue your relationship after that visitor or has left or before they even arrive. For those organizations that also have visitors from elsewhere in the country, from elsewhere in the world, you can continue to engage with them, and you can have this relationship that continues thereafter. Another thing to look at from a revenue perspective, because I know it's on everybody's mind. If you're in the wildlife sector, a big issue, not a big issue, a big thing, I don't know about there, but definitely here, is you can sponsor animals. You could sponsor a penguin. I mean, I'd go to the aquarium and sponsor the Cape Town Aquarium and sponsor a penguin. And you'll be able to do that via the app. What also is super nice is if you go into an exhibit, so let's say the bush dog, and you can, all the adopters, the sponsors will be shown on this page. So it's a nice thank you to your visitor who has adopted the bush dog, to be able to sort of, everybody likes to see their name in, well, a lot of people like to see their name in lights. From a more corporate commercial side, you can talk to sponsors about, or you might already have sponsors who sponsor your entire site, sponsors who just give sponsorship on a particular zone, and their logo, their branding, their linking over to their business sites, all of that is shown in the appropriate places depending on what it is that they're sponsoring, will show up on the app. So fantastic when you're going to businesses, to corporates, to say to them, you will have a place, your logo will be shown, your your business will be, sort of wherever it needs to be, it will be shown. All our visitors will see you as a brand and your relationship with us. You will also be able to give them really, really good data around, because I mean, what your audience, what your visitors are doing. So Dave is just showing you now. All of these are templates. This is done with very, very minimal design work. We've taken branding, logos, created a bit of a look and a feel, but you will see that for the most part, it's very personal to that establishment. None of it really looks, the format is the same, but everybody has a different font, they have different colors, they have different logos. So you make it your own. Marketing is probably another very, very important one to talk about. Dave, I don't know if you want me to share the back end of the platform and just go through a little bit around marketing and
yeah, you can
how easy it is. So
I'll stop sharing this, but you can just maybe just to see, you can get all sorts of different look and feel. It's completely customizable. Obviously, we've been showing you safari parks.
And you'll see that some clients have done more than others.
Yeah.
Okay, this will work, I promise you. Right.
So over to you. Let's see. I'm stopping sharing my screen.
Can everybody see my screen? Dave, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So Stan's shown you this is the back end. You'll be able to see the insights on the back here. What we haven't touched on is you can also use things like beacon technology, which runs off a Bluetooth. So I'm just going to show you. So this currently is an active client of ours. This is live data as to where everybody is at the moment on their site.
So that's
and you can dig where. Yeah, so that's a heat map. You can see, you can get your engagement insights around this. Now, this is something that in the next 3 months we are even going to further develop. So at the moment, you can see things like, what is your audience size, your visitors for a current period. You get all this sort of data. If you've got, let's say, beacons like these guys have, you'll be able to look at your activations, sort of what days are busy, are more active than others. You will also be able to go into the actual audience themselves, so your visitors. So Kate Dearlove has visited. I want to see what she's interacted, how many vouchers she has cashed in, what's been her spend. So all of these insights you can get from this back end here. And like I say, we are going to be developing it more. The other thing that you can do is you can almost do away with your external marketing communication tools, so like MailChimp, etc. And you can actually get to be quite granular. This has a built-in email and push notification tool. So I want to send out an offer to everybody who has interacted with our Nelson Mandela exhibition that we had last month, and I want to offer them, now it could be a voucher offer, it could be notifying them of a future event. So you would create a segment, and it's the same format as Stair showed you. We keep it super simple. So I want to look at, actually something we've got this incredible speaker who's just come to see us and has offered to give us a talk. It's very last minute. So I want to talk to everybody who's on site, who has interacted with an exhibition. And you might want to leave it at there because you're only talking to everybody on site. I save that as a segment. I can create a message. I'll show you one that's kind of been done. So I can create a message like you would with your external marketing. I can attach it to an offer. So I'm going to give them 10% off on a hoodie. You can put some action as to what you want done. So what this means is when they connect with it, do you want them to view a particular exhibit? Do you want them to go into their wallet? So all of that is done on, do I want it to go out as a push? So in other words, a teeny message that will come up on that person's phone. I'm actually going to cover my bases because I'm going to do it as an email. Now you can also schedule this because actually you're busy getting on with your marketing work now, but you do not want the offer to go out until Sunday, 2:00. And so you're able to schedule when you want these to go out. So everything gets done via here. Education, you can upload, or depending whether it's yourselves who organize your group visits or whether it's an external party like a school teacher, you are able to upload lesson plans. This is an area that we are working on with educators to make it even a bigger feature. But the basic bones are already there. So once again, your visitors, your group can not only use this when they are on site, but you continue the relationship thereafter. So all of this can be done. Quizzes, which you can attach to different exhibits, making it, educational, gamification, everything, all those things that are becoming more and more interesting and vital to a visitor's experience. And all of this you can do yourselves. I think the insights is a real is such a plus to really be able to help you dig into that part of the business that maybe at the moment is still a little bit clipboard and and a piece of paper and hiring a student, and trying to get people to give them 10 minutes of their time. This you can all get, in real time, once you've set up the right things. I think that's probably it in a nutshell, in terms of just giving you a basic overview in sort of the look and the feel, and just a small aspect of what this system can do.
Great, thanks, Kate. And I just want to share my screen. I'm just going to show you one more feature, which is quite fun, I think. And oops, I'm just going to share my screen, and then I'm going to screencast. Okay. And I'm going to Nosely. So this is our little feature for capturing your day, and you can choose a different, template, making wild memories. And I can take a photograph of myself with various templates on the screen. So there you go, capture my photo, and there I am, captured with a Dussie. So, and I can download that and share that to whoever, and I can put it on Instagram.
And more importantly, share it to social media. So great marketing tool.
Absolutely. So I'm going to send that to my wife. Not that she wants it, but anyway. So
I wonder what you're doing.
yeah, exactly. So just a little fun feature. Kate, are there any quizzes that we can show? Do you know where there might be quizzes on Nosely? Have they? I didn't see earlier where they had put any quizzes.
They might not have gotten around to it. Do you have your? No, we haven't done on Redcar. Dave, do you have your AMO app on your phone?
I don't know, because this is a new phone.
Okay,
maybe
hang
I
on.
wonder whether Stair can. Do you have that on yours, Stair?
No, Dave, not at this point.
Okay.
Do you have Cliff Museum?
I don't. That was all removed.
Okay, just hang on.
I changed phones.
Okay. I'm going to try one more time. I did a really nice one yesterday on the AMO. No, it's not. Sorry, guys. Trying to think who else might have done.
I actually think that I tell you who has is let me see. I do believe Northumberland Zoo has some quizzes.
I'll tell you where. Let me just quickly go on their quizzes. Education.
Anyway.
Go on the Asian short-clawed otter.
Okay. Asian short-clawed otter. Got it. Okay. Let me just share my screen again. So obviously, this is what has been unusual about this presentation is pretty much showing you only apps relating to zoos and actually heritage sites, all sorts. There you go. Are you utterly outstanding? And it's going to ask me some questions about the Asian short claw otter. Do you know why otters wash their paws before eating? Okay, let's see. Let's start the quiz. Select all correct answers. Are the only Asian short claw otters are the only otter who do not eat fish. Are the largest species of otter, form a monogamous bond, live in rivers, swamps, and mangroves. Any ideas? Let's try. I don't think they're the largest. Let's see if they don't eat.
Say C.
I got it wrong. Next question. You might see that otters at Northumberland Zoo juggling pebbles, building a dam, eating fish or mollusks, hiding their spare food. D. I'm not doing well.
Building. I was going to say building a dam.
I haven't paid any attention while I was going around. How many different calls does an Asian short claw otter have? Only one. Got everything wrong. And whatever.
You haven't been paying attention there.
I really haven't. Next question. It's a vulnerable species. I just kept getting it wrong. I got 0%, 0 answers. Right. So, and I can restart and go back to the beginning. So, but really helpful, nice little quizzes that you can do with particularly kids coming around to your event, but adults enjoy it as well.
Something else that we've just built as well, I don't know if any of you have putt-putt or mini golf, is we've just built for one of our clients, which will then be rolled out to everybody else, but you will be able to set up not only your own mini golf site, but also a live scorecard on the app as well. Once again, looking at sustainability, it does away with papers and pencils and stuff like that, because you do your scorecard on your app. But just, something fun, something that a customer wanted, and we were able to develop it quite easily for them.
So I realized time has gone, and I know that there was one question, and that was, is there a trial period? I think the answer to that is no, because the whole app has to be set up. Is that correct, Kate? There's a lot of setup. Kate, any response there?
A little setup, actually. We can deliver the platform to you, or you, Dave, can deliver your platform to your clients inside of 30 minutes. I will say the quickest turnaround that I've personally ever done from start to finish was 4 weeks. I would say the average turnaround, so getting all the content up, getting everything where it should be, at least for the kickoff. I would say the average timeline for that is, for most people, has been anything between 8 to 12 weeks. But in theory, you can start within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the minute the platform is done, the app is created. What will not have happened, and that takes 4 to 5 working days, is it then needs to go and be submitted to the store. One thing we also do, especially for South Africa, is we not only do it to the Apple Store and Google Store, but so Android and iOS, it also does get submitted to the Huawei Store. because we know in South Africa that there's still a lot of Huawei users. And obviously they're on a separate system nowadays.
One last thing I would like to say is the integration between your app and your digital archive is very possible. So you are, for instance, you could be creating galleries on your digital archive and exhibits on your app, and they can be linking straight through to your digital archive where they can view the content within the app. So it's very, all of that sort of, and I think I showed you there, sort of going out to the website of the organization, buying tickets, coming back in. It's all very nicely a sort of seamless experience. So particularly those who have digital archives, you're building a digital archive and you've got lots of content to showcase, you can be actually linking across quite easily. Any other questions that we have before we close? So, Kate, just getting back to that one question, is there a trial period that someone wanted to know?
Not normally. That'd be down to you, Dave, as our representative. So it's a monthly license fee. That is charged. I tell you why very quickly, is why there isn't a trial period or a demo period, is for both yourselves and AMO Engage, is the amount of work that goes in to get it up and running for you. You know, even when I only say, you know, you could do it within 30 minutes or, you know, but it's still going to be submitted to the App Store, and everything else that's involved. It will probably take, and it has taken our customers a good 3 to 6 months to actually start seeing the benefits and the return. So we are collectively invested, yourselves as the customer and, you know, the AMO organization are invested in building this. So to have a 1 month trial period, you wouldn't get the data that you would need. It would probably take you a month to get it all set up. It takes 5 days to get submitted into an app store. So there are some barriers in terms of and reasons as to why there isn't necessarily a free 3 month trial.
So Kenny is asking how much it's going to cost per month that is charged. So it starts, Kenny, at around 22,000 Rand a month for a single site app. And then a multi-site goes up to about 33,000 Rand a month. Now, you might be thinking, wow, that's amazing. I can't actually cope with that. But the reality is you can make money on this app. So if you're using it properly, all your ticketing can be done on this app. You're getting incredible analytics of footfall around your site. So there is incredible data that you're able to get. You can do memberships. So for instance, maybe you were a museum and you can have museum memberships. And so maybe you sell 500 memberships to your museum and each one is being charged a small fee. It starts to add up to being able to cover that cost of that monthly app. So yeah, those are the sort of fees. There's no cost per user, Desiree. There's no cost per user. Yeah. So for the end users, they're downloading that app from the App Store free of charge, generally. And so it's really you are getting your return on the app by them buying memberships, buying admission, buying putting advertising on the app. All of those sort of monetization opportunities are there. Yes.
Also doing away with things like I know there are other marketing email platforms out there, but MailChimp's the one I know. Doing away with those subscriptions. Just to give you also a little bit of insight in terms of if you were to engage with an external digital agency to have them create an app for you. I've heard stories where I think the cheapest I've heard so far is £100,000. I do know of an organisation that spent £250,000 on their app, but within 6 months it was defunct because they couldn't. You could add to this every second of the day if you want. It's very agile. It's very mobile, excuse the pun. You're not beholden to an external party. This is yours, 100% yours, and you get to mold it the way you wish to on a, like I say, a daily basis. You also get access to all the bells and whistles. So it's not a case of if you're on the essential plan that you get less than somebody who's maybe on the middle rung on the pro plan. No matter where you are in the 3-column licensing fee structure, you get everything. You also are privy to every development that is made on a monthly basis.
Great. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Kate, for your time. I hope you've all managed to get some insight into this app. So this is really about right at the end of the entire digital trade route of getting your content to your user. This is right at that point where you're getting that content displayed to the end users and engaging them ahead of them coming into your exhibition, your location, and then afterwards. So that's really what it does. It's and certainly we're finding around the world that people are making a lot more than it costs them, because the app is really enabling them to reach a wide audience and a specific audience, very specific to they knowing what specific people are interested in, and they're able to target communications to that. So thank you so much for your attention. There is going to be a recording of this, and we are running more of these webinars. So please just keep an eye on that webinar page and sign up for the webinars that you're interested in. Thank you so much, and have a great day and a good weekend.